Rain beat hard against the windows, thunder roared far away. Gyeongcheon, a quiet town in the South Korean countryside, was used to the strong monsoon season. But this storm felt wrong. It felt scary, like something bad was going to happen. The silence in the air was heavy.
Suddenly, the silence was broken. A young woman's body was found at the edge of the rice fields. Her eyes were open and empty, staring up at the sky. A single red shoe lay near her body.
The town was shocked. The victim, Hana Song, was a kind shopkeeper who everyone loved. Her laugh was contagious, and she had a big heart. Her murder was a terrible act that shattered the peace Gyeongcheon had known for many years. As the rain kept falling, washing away the memory of their peaceful past, the town was afraid. Fear, like the darkness coming down, spread everywhere.
Detective Jung, a man who had seen a lot of bad things but still loved his hometown, got the call. He felt the weight of what had happened. He knew this case would be harder than any other. When he arrived and saw Hannah's body, it burned itself into his memory. He promised to find her killer and bring peace back to Gyeongcheon. He had no idea this was just the beginning of a long and terrible nightmare.
Detective Jung, a man of few words but with a strong gut feeling, didn't waste any time. His partner, young and impulsive Detective Park, was full of nervous energy. They were known as the Gyeongcheon Whisperers, Jung for his quiet watching, and Park for his ability to get secrets out of even the quietest people.
They started by talking to Hannah's family and friends. They all described a young woman with a bright future, loved by everyone.
Their investigation led them to the town's factory, the most important place for Gyeongcheon's economy. The factory workers, a mix of old-timers and young dreamers, became possible suspects. They heard whispers about a mysterious stranger, a drifter who had recently come to town.
Jung, who always looked for proof, warned Park not to jump to conclusions. But the image of the drifter, hidden in shadows and rumors, stayed in their minds.
Days turned into nights, the constant sound of rain always in the background of their investigation. They carefully put together the pieces of Hana's last hours, each clue a small but important part of their growing understanding. The pressure grew as the town, covered in sadness and fear, waited anxiously for answers. When Detective Min Jun from the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency arrived, the small team felt a wave of tension. Min Jun, in his sharp suits and sophisticated style, represented the cold efficiency of the city, a big contrast to the personal approach of the Gyeongcheon Whisperers.
His ways were different. He relied on data and science, a world away from Jung's trust in his gut and local knowledge. Their first meetings were strained, a clash of personalities and ways of doing things. Jung felt like Min Jun's arrival was an insult, like people didn't believe he could solve the case. Min Jun, on the other hand, thought Jung's methods were old-fashioned and slow. The tension between them was thick, like a pot about to boil over.
Even though they were different, they both wanted the same thing, to find Hana's killer. As they dug deeper into the investigation, they started to see the good things about each other's styles. Jung's knowledge of the town and Min Jun's sharp mind turned out to be a powerful mix. They learned to work with their differences, their shared goal creating an uneasy team.